Hi everybody. Okay, today we are talking about how to solve two-step equations whenever they are in the form of a word problem. What I want you to do first is I want you to just disregard the problem that's already on your paper, and I want you to rewrite this one. You can write it on a separate piece of paper and add it later, or you can just cut and paste a piece of paper and add it. But I want you to rewrite it to say, Henry earns $9 an hour at work. He has $50 in the bank, then he deposits the money he made on Friday. If Henry's new balance is $185, how many hours did he work on Friday? Okay, whenever we solve these word problems, there are 4 steps that we need to take. Step 1 says we need to define the variable. Now remember, the variable is the letter that we see in the equation. And the variable is what we don't know. It's representing the unknown. So our variable has to represent the question we're basically being asked here. And our essential question is, how many hours did he work on Friday? So we want to know the hours worked Friday. Now, whenever we use a variable, we can use any letter we want. Since we're talking about hours in this problem, I'm going to represent it with the letter H. So H will be my variable. Okay, now that we have that, we want to identify the coefficient. Remember, your coefficient, that is going to be the number that's right in front of your letter. It's the number being multiplied by the letter. So if I gave you 3x, 3 would be the coefficient because it's being multiplied by the variable. So, we want to think what would have to be multiplied times hours here. Well, it says in the problem, he earns $9 an hour at work. So if he earns $9 per hour, then to find how much money he would make, we would have to multiply 9 times the hours he works. That would tell us the money made during his workday. So that's going to be represented with 9H. Alright, step 3, we need to identify the constant. Okay, a constant is just any number you see in the equation that does not have a letter right next to it. So these are going to be the normal numbers that you're used to working with. So in our problem, we need to identify any numbers that we know would just be by themselves. Well, first of all, we see that he has $50 in the bank. So he already had $50 in the bank to begin with. $50 to begin with. Then it says his new balance is $185. So that means he has $185 total. That would be after the deposit. So now that we've identified what each part actually means, our final step, we can just piece all of that together. Alright, so we already know that we have to multiply 9 times the hours he worked to figure out how much money he made on Friday. So 9 times H. He already had $50 in his bank account. So 9H plus 50 is going to equal the total amount he has, which we knew was $185. Alright, now we have our equation, and then we can isolate H, and we can find out how many hours he worked on Friday. So I'm going to draw an arrow, bring down my equal sign. Now, I want to get rid of the plus 50 first. So since we're adding 50, I need to think of the inverse of that, and that would be subtracting 50. I can also think of it like some unknown amount plus 50 equals 185. So I have to subtract 50 from 185 to find that amount. So I'm going to subtract 50 on both sides. I know that cancels, so I'm just left with 9h on the left. On the right, I need to do 185 minus 50, and that would be 135. Now I have 9 times h equals 135. I'm going to bring my equal sign down. Alright, if 9 times something equals 135, that means we're multiplying. So I have to do the inverse of multiplication, which would be division. And I want to isolate my variable, so that means I want h to be by itself. So I want to get rid of the 9 by dividing it. So I divide both sides by 9. 9 divided by 9 is 1, so I'm left with 1h. So we have isolated h. Now I need to do 135 divided by 9. I'm just going to come over here and go ahead and work that out. 9 goes into 13 one time. 13 minus 9 is 4. I bring down my 5. 9 goes into 45 5 times. I have no numbers left up here to work with. I have a remainder of 0. That means I'm done dividing. And that means h equals 15. So that means he worked 15 hours on Friday. Now, I'm going to take it a step further, and I'm going to ask you guys, how much money did he make on Friday? How much money did he make on Friday working? I want you to pause. I want you to work that out. Okay, so how much money did Henry make on Friday working? Well, we know he makes $9 per hour, and now we know that he worked 15 hours. So we're just going to multiply 9 times 15. I'm going to work that out right here. 5 times 9 is 45, carry my 4. 1 times 9 is 9, plus 4 is 13. So that means that he made $135 on Friday. Alright, make sure you have recorded everything on your handout, and I'll zoom out so you can see everything together. Be ready to work on some more problems in class on Wednesday. Enjoy your evening, and I'll see you tomorrow.